Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. We have a very special guest here on Kababayan Today, best known to audiences as Henry Miller in The Secret Life of the American Teenager, a teen drama that first aired in 2008 and recently concluded last year on ABC Family. Nandito po si Allen to talk about being a Filipino-American in Hollywood. He also has a new film out entitled Project Almanac. Hello, Allen, and welcome to Kababayan Today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I know you've been on Halo Halo before, but thank you. This is Kababayan Today, and a lot of Kababayans watch us every single day, and I'm sure they've seen you, but they didn't know you were Filipino.
Yes, and that's awesome that I can reach out like this. That's so cool.
Okay, so let's talk about your Filipino-American roots.
Yeah.
Who among your parents are Filipino, or are they both Filipino?
They're both.
So, 100% Filipino ka?
100% Filipino, yes. My dad's from Manila and my mom's from Pampanga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you grow up being able to visit the Philippines?
I did. I went there once, but I was 7 years old, so it's like kind of a hazy memory, but I do remember some things. I went fishing and traveling around there and seeing all my family over there, so yeah.
Okay.
Not too much memory of it, but I would love to go again, obviously. That'd be
Okay,
awesome.
and how do you think that's changed you in sort of like your perception of being Filipino-American to be able to go back to the Philippines?
To be able to go now, I mean, obviously I'd love to go, but I don't know. It's just I didn't get that much time to spend there, and obviously not being old enough to remember a lot of things. I mean, I'd love to see it again and know more about it. You know, just where my parents come from and all that stuff. So that's what I'm hoping for one day soon.
All right, so being a Filipino in Hollywood, I'm sure you don't get to play Filipino at all, or hardly.
Well, in Secret Life, they actually changed it when they found out I was Filipino, and they wrote it in, and they had I remember these two little boys that were my brothers on the show, and they were Filipino. They casted them Filipino as well, and they did mention it in the script a lot of times I was Filipino. So that was great. ABC Family, like once they found out, they rode with it. So I was like really proud about that. I was like, yes.
Awesome.
Because I mentioned it a couple times, I think, in a couple episodes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
there are hardly any there are hardly any roles written for a Filipino.
Yeah.
But obviously, if they find out you're Filipino and they're willing to do that, that's great. But what are the biggest challenges of being Filipino in Hollywood?
Oh man, it's just that you're up against everybody. Like most of the roles, the decent roles that come out, you're up against any ethnicity, and that includes other Filipinos, other Asian Americans, and then there's African Americans and Caucasians even. You know, so it's definitely a wide playing field, and you're against everybody. But yeah, I mean, if this is what you want to do, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's my passion, so it doesn't matter the competition. You just want to keep doing your best. So.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's talk about your parents.
Yeah.
When you told your parents that you wanted to be an actor, I'm going to be an actor, how did that play out?
You know, I really can't complain because they were as supportive as they could be, but you know, they're very realistic, and they have certain like ideas about the business, and it's definitely tough. You know, it's a hard field to break into, and so I was really lucky when I started out because I booked my first 3 jobs, my first 3 auditions I booked, which is kind of a rarity in this field, and I feel like I really needed to do that to have my parents kind of believe in this, and so eventually, as I kept going and booking more roles, they were like getting more like, okay, maybe you can do this. And now with this movie coming out, they're completely proud. My dad like posts a bunch of stuff on Facebook, like, because this is airing in the Philippines too. The movie's coming out in the Philippines, and all these people are excited over there, and he posts these links, and to him, that's like, to me, that's huge because, you know, he doesn't get the most excited sometimes, but him posting this is amazing to me because that's like him really, really excited. So.
Okay, so growing up here in America and being Filipino, I think it's really important that, you know, obviously you understand who you are, but that's always changing, especially, you know, we're surrounded around so many people and so many ethnicities.
Yeah.
How would you define what a Filipino-American is through your eyes?
A Filipino-American, to me, is someone like, we're not represented too much in this industry, you know, and so I feel like breaking into something like this, a Filipino-American is like, I feel like they're courageous, they're brave, they're trying to break new grounds and trying to establish themselves in this field, and it's definitely a difficult thing to do, but that'd be one of the biggest things I describe us Filipinos as brave and I guess ever learning, you know, adapting to things, and pretty good singers too, I'll say that.
Yeah. Do you sing? I'm sure you sing, Allen.
Not well, and not well enough to sing today, but I did dabble in that too, because I'm a fan of music, and especially R&B and stuff like that, because obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
I know that you're very good friends with one of our Kababayan hosts recently, Manny.
Yes.
Manny was here, Manny from the street. So
Yeah.
talk to us about also collaborating and meeting up with other Filipino-Americans that are in the industry.
Oh man, Manny's like everywhere. He hosts that radio show. He has part of that radio show, Manny in the Streets, like you were saying. And I play with the Hollywood Knights, this basketball group where we go to high schools and we earn money for their schools and stuff with like celebrities playing basketballs against like the teachers and all that. And Manny's on the team, and we definitely bonded over there. And I just see him, like, we all know the same people. It's such a small industry when it comes to that, but it's great. It's always great seeing another Filipino in the business, because it's like, yes, let's do it, you know.
Right.
Like, let's tackle this together and be the next new thing.
There's definitely not enough Filipino-Americans out there, so the fact that you're out there and you're representing, you are defining what it means to be a Filipino-American to a lot of people that watch TV.
That's crazy.
That's a
crazy
big
to think.
responsibility.
No, I'm definitely not the first, but yeah, there are like so few of us out there. You know, like the Bosco brothers definitely were like opened the door for us, so I pay respect to them. That's awesome. But yeah, it's anything to, you know, it's so crazy to think about it. Yeah.
Well, I'm much older than you, so you can call me ate, but I remember growing up and not seeing hardly any Filipinos on screen. And I think it's so important, like, that you see yourself on TV, because you can relate to the fact that you're not alone.
Yeah. It's great. It's great seeing some. I know a couple other actors and actresses that are in the business Filipino, and you know, they've done some great work. But yeah, anytime you see someone, it's like it doesn't become competition. It's more like, oh,
yes,
exactly.
We're doing
it. Like, yeah,
I'm so glad you were able to verbalize that. All right, kasama natin dito sa Kababayan Today si Allen Evangelista. He's going to talk to us about his film project Almanac. Pagbalik natin dito sa Kababayan Today. Don't go away.